Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I am the Divine Alchemist. I am blessed to be Source's mouthpiece for divine alchemical and transmutation codes for each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy. Welcome to Lessons in Consciousness. Today we're going to be talking about transmuting triggers, transmuting and transcending. All right. So, before we dive in, let's take a moment. Let's get present and centered in our bodies. If you have a crystal that you like to work with, go ahead and grab it. I'm going to grab this guy today, my blue apatite. Let's just start by taking a nice, slow, deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out for 8. Repeat again, in for 4. On this last one, I want you to visualize all of the tension, all the stress and anxiety that you're holding in your body just evaporating from your cells as you exhale. So take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, audibly exhale out. Just release. You are safe here in this container. It is safe for you to be present. Thank you to any and all beings that are here to assist today in the highest order of the collective good. And we banish now anyone who would put evil eye or negativity into this container. This container is sacred and protected. All right. So, this topic may be triggering in and of itself. So just know that coming into this, but it is an invitation for you to invite in a new level of consciousness, a new level of awareness. Okay? So I want you to pull up in your mind a trigger that you've had recently. It can be anything. It can be something simple, like someone cutting you off in traffic and you getting frustrated and then whipping past them and flipping them off and getting all flustered. Or it could be something deeper, like a PTSD trigger. Maybe you saw someone that looked like your ex who abused you, and it sent you into a spiral. Whatever it is, I want you to tap into that. I want you to pull that trigger forward. And we're going to examine it today. And I'm going to teach you how to transmute it and transcend it. All right. So if you have it in mind, excuse me. Oh, sorry, guys. If you have your trigger in mind, I want you to close your eyes. I'm going to lead you through a little exercise. I want you to go back to that moment when you were triggered. That moment when your energetic field was thrown off because of another's actions, words, behaviors, something you saw, something you heard. Put yourself right back in that place. Do you start to feel triggered again? I hope so, because that's the whole point of this. I want you to be able to tap into your body where you're holding it. So tap in now. with your eyes closed, ask to come to surface anywhere and everywhere in your body that you are holding that trigger, that emotion, that trauma. And I want you to give gratitude for the awareness of it to start. Tell your body, thank you, thank you, thank you for revealing this to me so that now we can heal it. All right. Now I want you to track the trigger. I want you to think about what it is about what happened or what you heard or saw that caused you to lose hold on your own energetic field, that caused you to be thrown off your axis. What stories are lying beneath the surface? Don't make anything right or wrong, good or bad. This is all about consciousness. This is all about awareness. And in fact, we want to come to a place of balanced neutrality where we can get really curious about why we are holding a specific belief or story and allowing it to continue to hold resonance in our body. Because, see, it's only when we hold resonance for something that something outside of us can influence that. And this includes extremely polarizing topics, right? Like religion, politics, human rights, all of these things, anything that triggers you. Oh, lots of clearing for the collective on this one. Makes sense. Transcending triggers, transmuting triggers is a difficult topic. It requires you to put aside your ego, to take ownership for your field, for how you are choosing to respond instead of react to something, anything, or choosing not to respond. It's also a very, very beautiful way to respond by not responding. All right, so we've identified the trigger. We've identified where it is in your body, what those sensations feel like, the emotions that come up with that, the stories. And now we're going to pull ourselves out of the entire experience. I want you to imagine that you are taking a step back, like you're objectively watching yourself get triggered by X, Y, or Z. And I want you to also imagine yourself watching yourself processing through the trigger. So, noticing when your field is beginning to be thrown off, when the anxiety starts coming up, when your heart starts beating faster, when you feel the anger, frustration begin to rise in your body, because it comes over you like a wave, right? It's the energy being shifted in your field. So I want you to notice that when it begins to happen. And I want you to breathe into it. Before you respond, before you react, before you do anything, close your eyes for a moment, as long as you are safe to do so. Obviously, don't do that if you're driving, or like if you're out in public, find somewhere that you can go and take a moment by yourself, and then breathe. Put one hand on your heart if you need to help regulate. Breathe into your heart space. Regulate your nervous system. Calm yourself back down. Tap into the place of peace. And take as much time as you need to do that until you feel like you are back centered and balanced. And then what you get to do is you get to get really curious about the trigger, about the stories behind it, about the past experiences that are coming up, that you're still holding in your body, in your field, that are influencing you today. Because see, that is the beautiful thing about triggers, and that is why they are important and necessary, is because they show us where in our body we are still being influenced by our past. Right here, right now. And if it's coming up, that means it's ready to be released. It's ready to be alchemized. It's ready to be transmuted back to love and light. And that is beautiful. That is exciting, because that means more freedom for our soul, more expansion, more creativity, more space to truly understand who we are and why we came here and what we can do as multidimensional, magical light beings. So guys, if you can get excited when you get triggered, you are so well on your way to transcending your triggers. But that's hard. I understand that's a really, really hard place to get to, especially as humans. It's easier to pass the blame, right? Well, they did this, they said this. And even if that was a triggering thing to say or to do, the only thing that you can ultimately control is your response to it. So knowing that everyone else is operating out of their own level of consciousness, their own level of awareness and self-awareness and healed or unhealed trauma, knowing that, you can give grace and space to other people, even if they do things that would traditionally be classified as triggering, like across the board socially. Because you get to decide whether or not it comes into your field and affects you. You get to decide if you're going to be disempowered or if you are going to remain in your sovereignty. So that's what I want to invite you guys today. Whenever you get triggered, think about this. Do I want to continue to let the past influence me now? Am I so married to the drama of my stories and my trauma that I will continue to let it play out in my current life? Or am I going to choose how I want to respond? Am I going to learn how to balance my emotional state to a place where I'm unfuckwithable, unwavering? This takes practice. So don't beat yourself up. It's an awareness thing. It's a lesson in consciousness. That's why it's labeled as this. That's why I've labeled it as this. It's because you cannot change something that you're not conscious of and you don't bring consciousness to. So work with this. Work with yourself. Have compassion with yourself. Notice when you get triggered by something. Notice when you respond differently than you would normally, and praise yourself for that. Give yourself that positive reinforcement, because that helps your brain know, oh, okay, let's do this again next time. Give yourself positive reinforcement when you do things right, when you respond with grace. Audibly praise yourself and be like, wow, I am so proud of the way that I just showed up in that situation, the way that I didn't allow my emotional state to be affected, that I didn't become reactive. The old me would have spiraled out and would still be thinking about it and still be letting it affect my field. So this is how you transmute and transcend triggers, my friends. You notice it. You notice the sensations. You give gratitude for the trigger presenting itself, because that is an opportunity that you now get to heal a part of your past that's influencing your current state of being. You breathe. Breathe into your body. Release the tension. Come back to center point. Come back to source. And then get really curious. Journaling is a great practice to help you move through triggers, to help you transmute them, to help you fully understand all the layers and levels that are at play of why something triggered you. See how many questions you can actually ask. How many layers deep can you go on any specific trigger? And then ask yourself, am I married to the drama of my stories and my trauma? Or am I going to step into my role as the divine alchemist, as the conscious creator of my life, and make empowered choices, regardless of how other people are around me? Because I can't control anyone but myself, but I can control myself and my own state of being. And that is beautiful and powerful. If you guys found this helpful, please like, share, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below. Let me know if there's any ways that I can support you. If you want to come work with me one-on-one, I do private alchemy life coaching, as well as I'm about to release a 12-week training program called Phoenix Rise. And it is specifically for multidimensionals just like you that want to learn how to transmute your trauma, your heavy lead-like situations, transmute your triggers into golden opportunities for expansion, success, so that you can become the full magical expression of who you are and what you came here to create, so that you can easily magnetize the life of your dreams to you, so you can know what it is to be truly free. So if you want to come work with me, drop a comment down below. I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you for your time and energy and sharing in this space with me. And I will see you on the next lesson in consciousness.